Hey y'all, I'm Ashley. If you're new here, so am I. Actually, I've never posted a video on social media, if you can believe that. It's not really my thing. I don't like videoing myself or hearing myself talk, but here we are. So I've already done my eyeshadow. So I came here, I am a independent SEINT affiliate, and I have been looking at this makeup for years and I am totally obsessed. So I just wanted to come and share like my obsession with everyone. If you're interested, hey, stick around. If not, keep moving. So I am here getting some caffeine and getting ready for the day. Sorry, my hair's a mess, and please don't look behind me. It's probably all messy too. So anyway, for the shortness of the video, I didn't want to make it too long, so I've already done just some eye makeup. Don't always do these full wings, but I just felt like it today. And just ignore my cat in the background, he's crying. It is not dinner time, sir. So once again, this is a SEINT. These are SEINT palettes. They are all customizable, 100%. It's cream-based foundations. It's 3D, so everything has pigment, and we want you to highlight the shadows and the contours of your natural face and make it as light and skin feeling and looking as possible. Obviously, I have mature skin, so you might see some videos where girls are just putting it all on and blending it out, and they look amazing. I have to do a little more work than that. You know, fine lines. See, I've got this dent in my head. That's a whole nother story I'll have to explain to you at some point. I've got some acne scarring and a little bit of discoloration. So first I'm gonna start off. I did, like I did my eyeshadow already. I just wanted to show you. See, these are some of my eyeshadows. Told you, completely obsessed. The eyeshadows I actually used today were some new ones that I got. So this is Tangerine, and then Juliet, and I used Cashmere. And then this black tin eyeliner. Once again, and I got some brow wax here. Once again, everything is customizable. You can change them, you can flip them in and out. I've got several palettes. So anyway, I am Ashley from Texas. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am a flight attendant, so I don't wear makeup every day, but when I'm at work, I definitely do. It's kind of a requirement. So let's begin, shall we? So because I have, and I'll kind of tell you what brushes I'm using as well. I've got some hyper pigmentation, I've got some discoloration. Like I said, I've got this scar/crater. So I'm gonna take the shade right here. This is called Mango. If you can see it in there, Mango. So it's a little bit warmer and more orange than I would like, but actually the more warmth you bring can help cover some of those spots instead of trying to spot correct every single one of them. Since I have such a large mass, it just kind of brings some of your pigmentation, make all of it the same color. So I'm gonna start off. This is my blend brush. Actually, you know what? That is not the blend brush. This is my blend brush. So I'm just gonna start. You just don't, the little goes a long way. These tins look small, I promise you, little goes a long way. So just gonna tap it in here, just lightly tap. And you can just see a little bit of color on there. So I'm just gonna swirl this on to where I see the scars and the redness. Just kind of even out that skin tone. Very light application. And I have a little bit like some sunspots over here. That I can actually correct with what we call concealer, which is your main highlight. So let me go ahead And just do a little more. I'm looking a little red today. Those acne scars really drive me nuts, but it is what it is. I can't completely cover them. So take care of your face if you're young. So now I'm gonna put a little bit of this mango into my crater, my dent head, if you will. So just kind of patting it in. You wanna use a stippling effect instead of a sweeping, and that's what we'll do most of the time. Now this would be because it was an all over color before I put on my foundation. That's why I did the sweeping. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of mango here, just get the color to be closer to my skin tone, and then just kind of blend that out. Okay. And once you do have this full makeup on, before you blend, you might look a little crazy. So just trust the process. Okay, one more little swipe here. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my main highlight. So our foundations are called highlights. This would be basically your foundation. So usually you'll get 2 colors. Now I like to play around with colors. My main color right here is amber. So that's gonna be closer to my skin tone. It's a little more warm, but once you blend it all out, you'll see how it works. And then the other shade that I have is Aura, and this is like my brightening shade. So I'll just put that in very specific spots. And I can show you how to do that. There's the face map. Also, if you are interested in this, you can DM me or put in type match, and I can color match you for your specific colors and skin type. So here we go. So I like to use, and everyone does everything a little different. So I'm gonna use the end. This is a detail brush. So this end we're gonna use for contouring. It's perfect for the cheek area. This is just where I'm gonna kind of place little swipes of my foundation, and you don't have to overlap the foundation. That's part of what makes it blendable, and the longer it sits on your face, it's creamy. So we're gonna put everything on and then blend it out, kind of. All right, and everyone does it differently. There's no right or wrong way. So again, so we're going in here with some amber. So I'm just gonna go and get all the little spots where I would normally put foundation. See, okay, let's see here. Okay, and actually some younger women like to use their brighter highlight under the eyes, but since I have fine lines and wrinkles, I don't want to enhance that, so I'm actually going to use the main foundation shade, and you don't need very much. Just dab it and swipe. And so you don't want too much, because the more product you have under your eye, the more that it catches those wrinkles or creases throughout the day, etc. All right, so I think this is good. I am gonna put a little bit over here, and I am gonna go just a little bit here. Now this is where my blush and my contour will go, but I'm just gonna put a little bit there. So, okay, so next, so that's my main highlight. Next, I'm gonna go in with my brightening highlight, and I'm gonna put that in all the little spots that I just wanna brighten. I see a little redness here, so there. Let's see, I'm gonna put it down my nose. And then you wanna do your T-zone right here. So just kind of like where the light you want it to illuminate, and that's usually the middle of your face. And I'm gonna put a little bit under here. Okay. I know it looks crazy. Okay, missed a spot right there. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna actually blend this out with my blend brush. I'm just gonna do the under eyes. The under eyes, again, it's a stipple because you want to push the cream. The cream, you want to push it so it melts onto your skin, and you don't want it, if you swipe, you're gonna get, it just won't be as good. So I'm just stippling light little touches, feather light touches. And you don't have to use all these brushes. You can actually, some people just use one brush and done. I like to use different brushes, but to start off with, there's a couple brushes that we recommend. First I did not like, everyone loves the 3D brush. It's this one right here. Everyone loves this brush. And there's a little bit of learning curve, but once I started learning that curve, I actually love this brush. My other favorite is the Pilot brush. So it's a little bit not as dense as the 3D brush. And this is so cool for like traveling. Since I'm a flight attendant, I have to have like 2 of everything. I want to make my bags light. That's another reason why I started doing SEINT, is because I can put all of my makeup in one palette and be ready to go. And I can do it at 3 o'clock in the morning, just a quick face, out the door. So this Pilot brush actually unscrews, so you can have like either a spot, kind of a fluffy brush, or you can do eyeshadow with it. And then this side comes off as well. And it's just a little bit bigger, kind of dense, but same idea. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off topic here. All right, so I think I got all that done. Okay. And now, I go back and forth, but usually I underpaint my face. So I actually put on bronzer just in the, like right here, anywhere the sun hits you naturally. I usually do that first because then you won't need as much foundation or coverage. And these are all buildable. So if you want full coverage, you can, put it all on. And if you want to build it up more. Now I tend to notice, because I have long, 12-hour days, and by the end of it, when I first started, I was kind of getting like, it was looking cakey, or I could see, it felt tacky, and I realized I was using way too much product. Probably still am, but we're all learning. Okay, so now let's go into, oh, sorry, one more thing. My other favorite brush. And so I actually labeled these just so you can see. So this is the bronzer brush. So this is kind of a big fluffy brush, and that's something you just kind of brush on. And this is the powder, the blush side. And that one, you'll see our lip and cheek combos, all these colors that I have, these lip and cheek. So I've got several here. You can use them on your lips and your cheeks, and you can mix and match, you can even use them on your eyes if you wanted. So let me just show you some more of my other colors. I've got more coming on the way because it's summertime and I can't help myself. I love a good lipstick. All right, so back to what we're doing here. Now, so we have the main, you can see it's a little bit darker, more orange. We got the brightening one, and now we're gonna contour. So my color, I have a couple here. So this one's my bronzer, this is Bella. This is Shadow, and this is Astoria. And Astoria is the one, it looks super dark, and I was really worried about it. But it's actually my favorite. And I have some different contours, but sometimes I change depending on my mood. And that's the fun thing about it. You can change palettes. You can even get this one little palette that I have. This could be my whole face my whole face in just this little tiny compact. It's pretty awesome. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do my contour. So the contour is actually, it's a little bit of a thicker formula. So you can grab your brush and kind of squeeze it, and you're gonna dippy dab like this. Can you see? Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry about, I'm new to this video thing. So I'm just gonna push it in there. Push it in there, and then you'll see got some color on there. So the first thing, I'm gonna put it up here. So I'm just gonna swipe. If you have, you know, a bigger forehead and you wanna make it appear smaller, then, you know, this, you can go down further. I usually bring it close to the end of the eyebrows. And then I'm going to put contour. Now, also for mature skin, you want to lift your face, not bring things down. So normally you would come like right under your cheekbone. We're actually gonna go right above it. So where your hairline is, right, like the bottom of your ear, and we're gonna go, I'm gonna dab it. Of course, we'll blend it out later. And I'm gonna go about halfway down my face. Okay. Starting to look crazy. It's the fun part about it though. And I was never a contour girl. I was scared of it, never even wanted to try it. And it's my favorite thing. If I have nothing else on, I want contour. Okay. So here we go again. So I'm gonna kind of just tap that and make a little line there. Okay. Okay, and that, so that kind of just defines, you know, I've got no fillers, and sometimes I just need the definition. I have kind of a round face. So, all right, and then you're gonna do contour. I like to do it right behind my earline, under my jaw, just to give, again, these are illusions of shadows and just that snatched look. It's terrible, I shouldn't say snatched, I'm too old, but it's fine. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna blend it out, don't worry. And then I'm gonna use the other side and give myself a nice fat lip since I have no lips. So you're gonna go right underneath, your lip. And that brush might have been too big, but it's fine. So this kind of gives you that big pouty look. And it's on my lips too now, okay. And then I'm gonna grab a smaller brush because I like it to be kind of precise. I am going to use, let's see here. Use the smaller brush. I'll have to get back to you on the name of this. I'm going to dab it into my contour, and I'm going to highlight my nose. Again, the closer your lines are on your nose, that when you contour, the smaller your nose will appear. I like my nose, but I, you know, add some definition. It's a little bit wide, so. Okay, so that looks a little crazy, and then we're actually just kind of bring it up a little bit, and then we're gonna go right there and right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna make sure that we have, I'm gonna put my brightening shade wherever I lost it here, so down that middle. And then I'm gonna put my regular shade just kind of behind the line. So, all right. So now a lot of people blend this all out, or will put blush on. Sorry, I look crazy. And then blend all of this out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The shadows are a little bit think I have enough on that side. Because again, just if you think you have too much, you're doing it wrong, just blend it out. Just blend it out. Okay. So I like to blend this and then do cheek because I like my flush cheeks. I want that to be, you know, prominent. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this out, and I am going to use the 3D brush. I'm going to use the fluffy end of the 3D brush. So you guys want to start with your lightest color and then work your way to the darkest color so you don't over mix those. Okay, so start blending. Again, I'm just doing little stipples, just kind of blending it in. Not hard, just blend it, blend it, blend it. Okay, so we're doing this. Oh, it's such a fun makeup. And I was scared when I got it. I was like, what am I doing? I don't know how to apply it. I watched hundreds and thousands of videos. I still do, because I just kind of like to see how everyone does it and learn the best techniques, and that's what made me want to bring it to more people, because I am absolutely in love with this makeup. And it can be a 5-minute makeup for, busy moms, for me as a flight attendant who has to get ready and get up so early and have just an irregular schedule. Okay, so I'm blending this all out. I haven't done the contour yet. Still blending, still blending. Okay. And you can also, if you are a person, I go back and forth. You want the glowy finish. There's different setting sprays and different setting powders. That if you want like a glowy, dewy look, or if you want something more matte. I've sometimes have a hard time, like, what's the difference between being glowy and being greasy looking? So sometimes I think I just look greasy, but I've kind of played around with things, and my skin was bare. So I did all my skincare last night. I just woke up, just washed my face, and just applied the makeup. Now I've tried it. You can use like setting sprays or powders. We have a line, a good cheap one is like e.l.f. the Power Grip or the Milk. And the Milk comes in two different, you have the matte finish or the dewy look. So you have options. I've actually just realized after doing it so many times that going on without anything on tends to work better. And then I will spray at the end. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go in with my contour brush and kind of just smooth everything out. So with the contour, you want to go just kind of sweep it up into the hairline so you don't look crazy and fake. It's more of a natural. Okay, little baby hairs. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna bring, I feel a hair. I'm gonna bring the contour down. This is the only thing you wanna bring down, just to kind of blend it in. And another tip is once I do the bronzer this time, I always put it on my neck because I want my neck to match my face. I don't wanna look like something crazy. And I'm telling you, when I got my first color matches, I was like, these are way too yellow for me. They're too dark. I'm very fair skinned. This is not gonna work. And again, you just trust your artist and trust the process, because now you want the warmth. You don't want to look sullen or ashy and that's the thing. You can work with all these things and you can get whatever's troubling you or whatever's bothering you, and you can have a face, a nice face. So with the contour, I like my contour line to show a little bit. I like that depth, but you just want to kind of sweep it up, 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 up. Okay. Because once I put the lip and cheek color on, it'll kind of blend out more smoothly. Okay, so up, up, up. And sometimes you don't always have to do this, but if you want a more defined, you can actually, or if you messed up the contour, you can just take a little bit of your highlight, your brightening highlight, and just go along the line right there, and then kind of blend it out. Then like this. Sorry, I make crazy faces when I'm putting on makeup, and I don't know how to hold the phone or the camera and I can't multitask. All right, if you can't tell, I have ADHD. Okay, so now I'm going to put on, I just want to blend this part a little bit. Okay, so now actually what I'm gonna do, so I have this perfector sponge, and I didn't get it the first time I ordered, and I regretted it. I've used beauty blenders. This is more porous, like it holds, it's really just to pick up, like push the cream into your skin so it looks like a second skin. Sorry, I have a hair. And also picks up excess because you don't want all that product. So I'm gonna do this before I do the blush. So you can just kind of dab it, and I wet this sponge really good, and then I just kind of dried it a couple times with this, and then just let it air dry while I do my makeup. So you can see, let's see, that it's just kind of pushing it into my skin, kind of making it more seamless. I'm telling you, you know, their first tin you get, because you think they're small, but they last forever. You know, you want to use more than you should. So it's like a practice run, but I haven't even gone through, I mean, I used a lot in the beginning, and I'm still not even to the back, to the bottom yet. And once they do get to the bottom where you can kind of see them, there's a trick to melt them down and make them solidify again so you can get every last drop of product. All right. Okay, so now that I've kind of just tapped the excess away, I'm going to, so you can see all that excess product that was just sitting there. I'm going to do, I think I'm gonna do my bronzer first, because this is kind of backwards for me. So I'm gonna take the bronzer brush, and this is the one I normally use. It's pretty good for all skin types, and it's called Bella. It's a little bit dark. I guess I'm just not used to having a tan because I just burn and peel. So anyway, I got this new shade, and it's got a little bit of shimmer in it. So I think it's called Xanadu. So I'm going to take just a little taps, and I'm just gonna kind of put it on here, and I'm gonna buff it out. So let's see here. So I'm just kind of, just lightly, and you can put more or less. Sometimes I do more bronzer and less contour. Sometimes it just depends on your mood. And this is, you can do whatever you want. You can have a different look every day. And the lip and cheek colors are really fun. Hence why I have almost a whole line. All right, so I'm just gonna put some bronzer before I put on my blush. And you can take the bronzer kind of up into that area. And this just gives depth and warmth, and it looks like you've been out at the pool. which I wish I was, because it's like 95 degrees and humid. All right, and then like I said, we're gonna go down here. And this is a little bit of a, it's not as, everything's fully highly pigmented, but this one's a little bit of a lighter, more natural glow. And with the shimmer, I'm a sucker for shimmer. Okay, so there we go. This here. And now the fun part, gotta figure out which lip and cheek color I want to use today. So these are some of my favorites. Now they have everything from like a satin, which you would call matte. There's a semi-gloss and a gloss. And so the glossier it is, just kind of the more dewy it looks, and also more sheer on the lips. So you play around. I like a lot of pinks and fun colors. A great summer color, let's see. Let's try. I think I'm gonna try Pink Lemonade. I'm gonna do Pink Lemonade on my cheeks. So, Pink Lemonade is this one right here. And this one is pretty satin. So it's very saturated. Okay, so I'm gonna take this end, and I'm just gonna dab, dab, dab. So you see that? And then I'm going to put it halfway. Now I do like it on my apple some, but I'm gonna start off and put it halfway and up that way. So we'll see how that goes. Because this is a very pink color, but it's also gorgeous and pretty cool tone. And that's the thing, it's like when we match you know, there's different undertones, and if you're cool or warm, and there's a color wheel, and you know, I'll get into all that next time. But I didn't know what I was, because I always thought well, I wear gold and silver, and I just thought I didn't care. But I'm pretty neutral, so I don't like a lot of foundations. They bring out the yellow, and I don't like that. So these cooler tones are amazing. Okay, that one's went on a little more sheer. I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, give me that pink. I can still see that sunspot. It's fine. I'm actually not doing anything, so just playing around. Oh, okay. All right, so this is a pretty matte, like I said, color. So on the lips, it's gonna be a little dry, which I'm a huge fan of lip balm, any kind of good salve or lip balm, because again, I'm in the air all the time, dehydrated, my lips dry out fast. So I'm going to try something a little more glossy. Let's see. What is this one? Pink Flamingo? Okay, maybe. Okay, using, sorry guys, I'm not good at this. I'll get better, I promise. So I'm gonna just swipe this on the lips. And I like to prepare my lips while I'm doing my makeup with, it's called Saved Salve. So it just kind of nourishes the lips so they don't look as creepy and cracky. And I think I'm actually, oh, my lips are already dry. I think I'm actually gonna put a lip oil. No, this lip oil is the best. It smells like birthday cake. And it's just kind of, I use it a lot of times without any lip gloss or lipstick, but it smells heavenly. It's just, this one's very sheer. just got a little bit of sheen, like shimmer to it. So I'm just gonna swipe that on. Okay. And last step, I'm gonna put on some illuminator. Now we have cream illuminators and we have, so let me show you, okay. So we've got, okay, first, let me rewind. Let me go back to the settings. Okay, so I have setting spray. I have one, this is kind of like a prep and set. You can use it before and after. It's great for spraying onto your perfector sponge and then getting one of these just setting powder just to do kind of under the eyes in the T-zone area, wherever I get, you know, excess oil. So this one is vanilla. It's just a white matte, very, very fine. And this is actually the only thing you would actually apply with this. This is mostly for taking off makeup, but you can actually use the setting spray with that and the setting. And then you have one that's a little bit gray and it's a more of a glowy look. So I'm just gonna spray my perfector sponge real quick. Sorry this video is so long. First time. Probably gonna have to make a second part. I mean, because it's already over time. Okay, anyway. So I'm gonna take just the glowy one. I'm just gonna dab it right under the eyes. Just to set that, again, I don't want all those creases. And this kind of just blurs everything together. I love a good blurring. Okay. So that's it, just in those T-zone areas. God, this lighting really enhances my wrinkles. Okay. So now I'm gonna use an illuminator. So the illuminators, I have a couple here. I have some in different palettes, but this is a powder illuminator, and this is one as well. And then I have cream illuminators, and I just changed this palette. I've been working on my palettes and trying to get them, I'm a perfectionist, and get them how I want them or what products I use the most. So this is my go-to palette. This is my favorite one. This is the one I travel with. This one has, I can do everything with this. Even has perfume in it. Okay, so I have just got this one. This one's called Honey. And then this one is a very popular, rose gold. So just go ahead and go on with a little bit of rose gold. Okay, sorry, it smells good. And I'm just going to tap, or kind of just with my finger, make sure your hands are clean. And I'm gonna go kind of right where my eyeliner is and just kind of sweep it like that. See that? See that? Okay, so I'm gonna do this side. If I can find it. Well, sorry. All right. Yeah, I got so bored. I mean, I had makeup down to, you know, a routine, but I just get so bored with makeup and I never think it looks right. And when I go outside, it's a whole different, you know, it looks completely different, but this, you look good. You look good from far away. And as mature ladies, we like to look good up close. So not just for the camera. Again, my job is, you know, about 100% in your face. All right, so I just put a little bit on my nose. And that is it. And I really appreciate you guys. My name's Ashley. Again, I'm from Texas. And I just wanted to share my SEINT journey with you and my new to social media. And I really appreciate you guys for bearing in there with me. I'll be back with another video. I hope you have a great and wonderful weekend. Thanks.